Hello, friends. Welcome to the King YouTube channel. There's been talk of a fake tour. Are we Brits footing the bill for an outrageous security setup? I know you'd be upset if this were true, but you might not know the whole story. That's why I'm here to help uncover the truth. Earning an honest living isn't easy for anyone. My job often has me up late and awake early, sometimes too busy to even eat. So, trust me, I know how frustrating it is to think that our hard earned tax money could be wasted. Now, is it true that the security costs for Harry and Meghan's visit to Colombia are being paid by the British royal family and, more importantly, by us, the UK taxpayers? Before diving into that, I'd like to ask, are you enjoying the tour? I can imagine how you feel. On a more serious note, isn't it odd to see Harry wandering around with not much to do except stand behind a TV starlet who acts like she's some sort of savior? It's a strange situation for sure. Did you notice the kids involved in that school activity? I couldn't help but feel underwhelmed, even if they know who they are. I'm not so sure about that. What is clear, though, is that Franny Marquez is incredibly enthusiastic. It's becoming less obvious, but I can still see that she's a bit of a fangirl. It's in everything she does, she's starting to lose her grip. But I'm excited to share this piece of news straight from someone who's here and now in the world. And when you think about it, you can understand why Franny has really given it her all. Franny gushed about how much she liked them in that Netflix documentary and all that, and while she might have gotten things a bit wrong, she still tried her best. The real humor, though, comes from Franny's strong desire to sit next to an actual royal. I mean, it's kind of funny when you think about it. If you look at the seating arrangements, you'll see that Franny ended up sitting next to Meghan, which is quite unfortunate for her. Apparently, when she asked to be moved next to Prince Harry, a true member of British royalty, she was told that the image alignment had to stay as it was. In other words, they could always crop Harry out of the picture, leaving just the two of them. That's why Franny was acting a bit off on that particular occasion, in case you were wondering. But I want to circle back to this because, as you might already know, it's a big deal online and it's always good to keep you in the loop about what's going on. When it comes to security in different parts of the world, like the US intelligence community, you'll notice they often wear pin badges. This is because they bring a lot of high-profile individuals into the studio. I've had the pleasure of working with a few of them, and yes, I do have one of those badges. What's interesting, though, is that once you're informed, others recognize what group you're part of. The fact that two security staff members, along with Harry and Meghan, are wearing these badges has led many people to speculate about what's going on. You might be curious about these badges, so let me explain. The first person is allowed to wear the badge because he's a former member of the Metropolitan Police Department, specifically from the Special Branch. This badge was given to him due to his service. If you look closely, the second badge is a bit different from the first one. However, these individuals aren't connected to each other, nor do they receive financial support from the British royal family or British taxpayers. I want to stress this point. I know there's a narrative being spread to make this seem more significant, but what's interesting about this situation is that you're aware of it, and you can only rely on what the palace shares with us. You get the idea. So when people say that this has nothing to do with the palace, they mean it. The British royal family doesn't provide protection for the former royals. I didn't use those exact words, but you get the point. The situation becomes even more interesting when you consider that these individuals who previously served in the police force want to associate themselves with the security world. Even if most people don't know the significance of the pin badges, wearing them adds a sense of importance, doesn't it? However, to be completely honest, according to the highest levels within the palace, these badges have no official connection. Still, it gives the impression that there are a lot of VIPs involved, doesn't it? To be honest, that's exactly what Harry and Meghan want us all to believe, as we're well aware. So, for those speculating and asking why British money is supposedly still paying for them when it's not, it's important to clear that up. Now, should we see if we can get Franny to sit next to Prince Harry by the end of the 4 days? Maybe we should take a show of hands. I'm sure she'll find a way to get what she wants. Harry is quickly becoming the poster boy for why places like the Betty Ford Center are so crucial, and the same goes for his wife. Her appearance has been ravished by a class of drugs, opioids, and stimulants. She acts like she was born royal, trying to push out the real royals. He's incredibly foolish. Meghan insists on being called Duchess and even Mom as if she were the Queen. Her titles mean nothing to me. Markle has serious delusions of grandeur. Harry has always been miserable, hot-tempered, and immature, and now the fake facade he put up is finally crumbling. I have to admit, I enjoy seeing him miserable. He deserves it. Both he and Meghan are despicable. It's clear she's getting ruder, always bulldozing her way to be in the center, telling others where to stand just so she can have her picture taken. It's disgusting. What's supposed to be a charity paying for their security is just as disturbing. And donations to charities should go to people and causes in need, not to fund expensive wardrobes and publicity stunts for people pretending to be decent. We should not be contributing a single penny to these two grifters. I know King Charles doesn't control where our hard-earned money goes, but he should put an end to Harry and Meghan's antics. He could simply say that his son and his wife aren't representing the monarchy on these tours. The pair are just pushing their own agenda, and it's disgusting. Did you notice Meghan wearing a microphone in her brown blouse? I wonder what she was recording, or maybe it was for translation since she doesn't speak Spanish despite her claim that she does. The Colombian people are angry about footing the bill for these grifters' visit, especially after the whole car crash incident. If Harry and Meghan were meant to be entertaining, Netflix should have hired some YouTubers who call them out instead. They backed the wrong horses. And by the way, the only difference between the gold car chase dress and the Nigerian and Colombian versions was that the original was strapless, while the others had thin straps. Maybe Meghan thinks adding straps makes the dress more appropriate for daytime events, but it's really better suited for the evening. She never seems to get the dress code right. I can't even call their self-serving trips tours. He's an ex-royal, and she's only an ex-royal by association. It all feels more like a paid appearance. At least it's good to know that the British royal family or the British taxpayer isn't funding these grifting trips. It's clear Meghan makes everything about herself, leaving Harry behind. Those poor kids. The vice president of Colombia will learn the hard way about Meghan. She doesn't want Harry to have any limelight, not even in a photo with Franny. She knows she's nothing without her royal lapdog. Honestly, everything about them is fake. How can they find any real satisfaction in pretending? No wonder they seem so desperate. It's quite surprising for someone who used to make money with suggestive poses online. The royal family really messed up by bringing her into the family just to please this potted plant of a prince. As in the Beatles song Nowhere Man. She seems like one of Cinderella's stepsisters, grossly overestimating her own importance. It's also clear that Harry isn't completely at Meghan's mercy. Only Harry would understand the significance of certain details and how to manipulate them for their advantage. During his years as a royal, he learned many things that he's now using with Meghan to undermine the monarchy. To me, this just makes him seem weaker and more pitiable. If Harry has too much free time, why doesn't he get involved with Archewell or focus on his Invictus Games plans instead of just being Meghan's lapdog at home? King Charles should definitely remove Harry and Meghan from the official royal website. It's time to get this done. We've had enough of the grifters using their royal connection to boost their credibility. If they don't step aside, William should take action, even though I know what he's done. We need him to be stronger. He won't even take his wayward son's calls or talk about disinheriting him. The traitor in the royal family. Ancient and often outdated laws still govern how errant members are expelled from the family, creating a maze of hoops to jump through. Just like building regulations in the UK, which have medieval roots, this sends a strong message by stopping any form of communication from the palace, which is what the king has done. The rest will take time, and it doesn't help that Parliament has more pressing matters of national security to deal with. In my opinion, Megan can go wherever she wants as long as it's done quietly like a normal vacation or trip. She shouldn't go online to show off and then act like clowns. If she wants to travel, she should use her own money. Don't hope to take advantage of people's tax money and charity donations. That's just cowardly. Do you agree with my opinion? Please let me know in the comments section below. Thank you all for watching my video. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Thanks again, and see you next time.